New day, new drama in South Africa. According to new reports, Ukhozi FM veteran Martin Ziqubu dies suddenly and family demands answers. Please like this video as you watch. South Africa is reeling from the tragic and unexpected death of one of its most iconic cultural voices, Martin Ziqubu, a veteran radio personality and acclaimed actor whose powerful voice and unwavering commitment to Zulu heritage earned him a permanent place in the hearts of millions of listeners. Ziqubu, whose influence was most deeply felt through his work on Ukhozi FM, passed away suddenly earlier this week, sending shockwaves through the entertainment and broadcasting industries. The news of his untimely death broke on Tuesday and rapidly spread across social media platforms, radio broadcasts, and news outlets. Within hours, tributes began pouring in from fans, fellow broadcasters, actors, musicians, and cultural leaders from all over the country. Ziqubu's death is being mourned not only as the loss of a talented media personality, but as the departure of a man who served as a living bridge between tradition and modernity, culture and communication. Martin Ziqubu was not just another presenter on Ukhozi FM. He was the heart and soul of the station's cultural programming. With a distinctive, deep, and expressive voice, he captivated audiences with his delivery of traditional stories, interviews, and commentary that celebrated Zulu heritage. Over the years, his broadcasts became a source of wisdom, guidance, and cultural pride, particularly for listeners in rural and township communities, where the oral tradition remained strong. Whether through dramatic radio plays, folklore recitations, or insightful commentary on community issues, Ziqubu's presence on the airwaves was both comforting and commanding. His ability to blend entertainment with education earned him a reputation as a cultural custodian, someone who used his platform not only to entertain, but to preserve a people's identity and values in the face of a rapidly changing world. What makes this loss even more painful is the sudden nature of Ziqubu's passing. According to sources close to his family, there were no signs of illness or distress in the days leading up to his death. He was reportedly in good health, upbeat, and actively engaged with both his personal and professional life. As such, the news came as a complete shock to his loved ones, colleagues, and audience members alike. "We are deeply shocked and heartbroken," said a family spokesperson in a brief statement to the media. Martin was lively and full of energy. He had not complained of any discomfort. His passing has left a void in our family and has raised many questions that we cannot yet answer. In light of the unexplained circumstances, the family has requested an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. While they await those results, they are calling for transparency and a thorough investigation to ensure that all questions surrounding his sudden demise are addressed. The absence of a confirmed cause has only intensified the collective sense of confusion and mourning. Across the nation, South Africans from various walks of life have been expressing their sorrow and admiration for Ziqubu. Many have taken to radio call-ins, social media platforms, and community gatherings to share their memories of him and recount how his voice and stories impacted their lives. Fellow broadcasters have described him as a generous mentor, a man of integrity and humility, always willing to lend a hand to up-and-coming talent. "He was more than just a colleague. He was a teacher," said one former Ukhozi FM presenter. "Martin taught us that storytelling is a sacred art. He didn't just read scripts, he breathed life into them." Industry veterans and cultural figures echoed these sentiments. A well-known Zulu poet remarked, "Ziqubu was the sound of our mornings, the voice that carried our stories into the world. He reminded us who we are." Listeners from small villages in KwaZulu-Natal to bustling urban areas have described feeling as though they lost a family member. For many, Martin Ziqubu's voice was the first they heard each morning and the last they listened to before bed. While Ukhozi FM has not yet released a full official statement regarding Ziqubu's death, insiders have confirmed that the station is preparing a comprehensive on-air tribute to celebrate his life, career, and legacy. This special programming is expected to include archived recordings of his most memorable broadcasts, interviews with colleagues and friends, and live listener call-ins sharing personal stories about how Ziqubu touched their lives. Ukhozi FM was his second home, and he gave so much of himself to the station and its listeners, said a producer at the station. This tribute will be our way of saying thank you and farewell to a man who was larger than life. Ziqubu's death is not only a loss to his family and listeners, but also to the broader landscape of South African culture. He represented an era of radio where content was not driven by trends or viral moments, but by a deep understanding of community, heritage, and language. In a time when traditional storytelling is being replaced by fast-paced digital media, Ziqubu remained a pillar of authenticity and tradition. He is survived by his wife, children, and extended family, all of whom are now navigating a deeply painful period of mourning. Funeral arrangements are still being finalized and are expected to be announced to the public in the coming days. The family has requested privacy but expressed gratitude for the outpouring of love and support from across the country. As the nation bids farewell to Martin Ziqubu, many are left reflecting on the irreplaceable role he played in their lives. His voice may no longer echo across the airwaves, but the wisdom, stories, and cultural pride he shared will live on for generations. Ziqubu didn't just speak to the people, he spoke for them. And for that, South Africa will forever be in his debt.